Welcome to the Spiritual Awakening with Shaz podcast, where we unlock the power within and navigate the journey of your self-discovery together. I'm Shaz, your spiritual mentor and life coach, here to help you tap into your inner guidance system and manifest your best life. Whether you're just beginning your spiritual journey or looking to deepen your practice, this podcast offers insights, techniques, and inspiration to elevate your consciousness and transform your reality. Get ready to shine your light and embrace your true potential. Remember, the answers are inside you. Let me be your guide on earth. Have you ever felt like something's bubbling just under the surface, but you can't quite put your finger on it? Maybe you're snapping at people or crying for no reason, feeling overwhelmed, anxiousness in the body, and just feeling like nothing that you do really makes a difference in this world. You keep telling yourself that you're fine, but something just feels off. And even though you may have some symptoms in your body or there's things going on, when you go get them checked out, nothing is found. So you feel like you're going a bit crazy. If this all feels familiar, then this episode is for you. Welcome back to the Spiritual Awakening with Shaz podcast. I'm your host, Shaz, and today I want to walk you through some of the signs and symptoms that show you the emotions that you've bottled down for so long are ready to rise up and erupt. It's quite normal, or it's something that we're taught in early childhood, to block down our emotions, not to show the true essence of what's going on within us, not to let our emotions overflow, and to be quiet. Young boys get told that it's not manly to cry. We go and look at children. You've all been there in the supermarket, right? And the 3-year-old's having a tantrum. That is just literally big emotions that can't come out of the body. And we judge them for it. You can't do that. You're embarrassing me. Stop making a fool out of me. You're taking responsibility for their emotions because of the impact that it has on you. And our parents did the same to us. But emotions are something that you can hide away from, run away from, block them down, push it down, push it down, push it down for a certain degree. But one thing I can absolutely tell you is they will come back up again. They will erupt. We become a volcano that is ready to overflow. And usually, the old-fashioned saying of the straw that broke the camel's back, it is one minor incident that has nothing at all to do with the situation that sets off all the fireworks in the world, and that lava erupts out of us. We scream, we shout, we lose our shit, we have a meltdown, we have a panic attack, we go into a massive breakdown mode. But there are plenty of signs that lead up to it. You may think that, no, this doesn't happen to me. I'm in control of my emotions. I know I certainly did. I used to think that I dealt with so much of my stuff. I'd done the inner work. But it was an incident at work that when I lost my crap at someone, and I really went to town on them because they weren't listening to me. And it wasn't even about them listening to me because, quite frankly, it didn't matter in the scheme of my life, but other people weren't listening to me. Nobody was paying attention to who I was. And all the feelings that I had that I just shoved down and go, no, we'll deal with that another day. All the worries that were in the box in my head, no, I'll deal with that another time. That just compounded and overflowed. And it was definitely in the wrong situation. But I am actually grateful for that episode because it led me to deep spiritual work. It led me to go and find a psychiatrist that I talked to, and I literally broke her with all the crap going on because I didn't even understand what I'd been through was problematic because I had normalized it, and we normalized way too much. It is up to you if you decide what you can process, what you can feel, what you can do is normal for you. Okay, many people have parents that say horrible things to them, do horrible things to them. You could grow up in a lifestyle where you have an alcoholic for a parent or a drug addict for a parent or whatever other problems that you come from. There are many abusive types of childhoods. And we have to normalize it. It's a survival mechanism for us to get through. Because if we actually call ourselves out on our brokenness or the problems that are existing within us, we don't think we'll survive. But the soul has a great tenacity and a great strength that it will overcome so much more than you realize. But someday you do have to face the reality of what you've been through. You do have to confront those feelings and emotions. Not to own them, not to let them swallow you, not to let them overtake who you've become despite them, but to really honor them and allow yourself to recognize and appreciate how you did survive them, how the strengths and the beliefs and the values and the attitudes and processes of life that you gain from these situations, right? How they have become necessary to your own identity. Many of us don't even realize that all of our hardships are truly the only way we can get to where we are today. We would not be the same person without them. And they were given to us by our own creation because we wanted to learn and grow through them. And that's okay. Many of us choose to go through really bad, hard things in order to gain things from it. And those lessons, those attributes, and those skills that you master from it, they're so important to your soul. That's the ascension process. One of the things you may not realize, and too many people take it for granted, in this week alone, or in the last week and a half, actually, I've had 3 or 4 different people come to me with the same problem. And that's simply that their communication skills are literally going out the window. They're normally very articulate, know exactly what they want to say, can present a good argument, know their side of the story, know what they want to say. But all of a sudden with their partners or colleagues at work or even friends, what they think about or what they want to say is not actually what's coming out of the mouth. And therefore they're stuttering or they're saying things that don't mean exactly what they want to say. The wrong words are coming out. And ultimately, the truth of the matter really does rise up and catch us by surprise. This is what happens when you bury emotions, when you tell yourself stories that you needed to tell yourself back in the day in order to cope and to get through what you're going through, but you didn't actually process it, release it, allow it to somatically get out of the body and to find the resolution of the lesson within it, to own the new values. You will have to revisit them and learn to heal them, to release and surrender them for your future well-being. They can show up as communicative problems, whether that's with your partner, your friends, or your family members. And what you think you want to say either will come out in the wrong tone, with the wrong words, in the wrong version, or you'll literally, you can even see that it's happening to me, because this is what happens when I pick up on the energy of what I'm talking about. I literally can't speak about what I want to say. And I had this happen to me today. I was trying to express to a client of all the feelings that I was sensing from her. And I stumbled over my words so often that I'm sitting there going, what on earth's going on? And this is how I know that these emotions rise up. They also rise up with deep, like heaviness in our chest or on the back of our neck, this heavy feeling, this burden, this sadness, this. Lately, I've been doing a lot of sighing. Now, the process of the deep sigh, is a really powerful somatic exercise to let go of buried things. Many things, when you do go through the process of releasing and surrendering them, you don't have to consciously face them in order for the energetic and subconscious mind to let them go. These are ways that you can deal with it in order to move forward from what is holding you back in order to progress to become who you need to become. So that's one of the tools that you can use, or one of the processes, breath work, and there's EFT, kinesiology, or hypnosis. There are plenty of different tools. Journaling is a really powerful aspect that I personally love for the clarity that it gives you to find out what you are thinking about. But when you do have it bottled down and it is not processed and you are not facing the truth of what's going on within your own subconscious and unconscious mind due to your unawareness or your inability to face what happened to you or to confront what is arising for you to process through, you can and will stumble over your words. You will be misunderstood. You will have more arguments than ever. Or ultimately, the worst case scenario for me, because it's so detrimental and it creates the biggest hardship and problems on the mental health scale, is you shut down. You just ignore it to the point that you can't think, you can't process, and you don't talk to anybody. And that is what triggers off depression and anxiety and panic attacks. Because when the emotions are bottled down and bottled down and bottled down, the body will find a way and the soul will find a way to rise them up for processing. They also show up in triggers, in things being said or done to you that normally would be water off a duck's back, but they actually just send you and tip you over the edge. They send you into a spiral. They cut deeper than expected. You cry unexpectedly, or you respond in anger. And then the worst part about that for you personally is, from my experience, many people, when they do respond in these bad ways, end up hating on themselves and blaming themselves. And the negative id and the itty bitty shitty committee in our head comes out to play and makes it 10 times worse. What a lot of people don't understand is that you do need to process this. Now, common thread would be that I have a dear friend, I want to go and talk about it, I'm going to go have a conversation with her, and then you're going to verbally unload on it. And the worst thing that can happen from the person's perspective who needs to clear this energy is for them to turn around and say, but aren't you over that? It happened so long ago. Why don't you just let it go, or dismiss you and the feelings that you are wanting to relieve? Friends and family are not fully equipped to process, handle this, help you gain the clarity that you need, appreciate your version of it, or to accept and help you get through the healing process. This is why you need to find a psychologist, a psychiatrist, a coach, a mentor, or someone who has more knowledge about it and is willing and able to listen to you without judgment. Many of the time, all you need to do is to say it out loud to get some perspective on it, and for them to guide you to look at it from a different viewpoint for it to release and let go. But we often go to the wrong people. We go and dump this emotion on our siblings, on our parents, on our partners who are ill-equipped to deal with this. It is a spiritual process for me, and it is best dealt with someone that can understand that. This is why I got into coaching, because when I needed help and my family members certainly weren't there, I'm the one that all my friends come to and always have to deal with their problems. And heaven forbid I should unload and unburden myself of my problems. Nobody ever wanted to hear about it. But they were also so ill-equipped in order to do so. I have had a great gift for many, many years now of being able to see different perspectives, of to show you how the soul is interacting with it. What is the purpose and the lesson behind it? This is how I crafted my whole business in order to be this way, because it was something that was so easily done for me. So don't ever stress that, and don't blame somebody who's ill-equipped to deal with these things for not being able to help you. Unless they've studied and learned or mastered an art form or a healing modality and practice to help you, not everybody can cope or deal with it. That is why we have psychologists and psychiatrists and counselors and professionals out there. Many of you may have been or may not have been to your own GP to try and talk to them about certain things. And at many stages, they're ill-equipped as well. I know one of the first times where I had all these weird thoughts in my head and I couldn't work out what was going on within me, my GP would just shake their head at me going, I can't even explain what's going on, because as far as I'm concerned, you're fit, healthy, and there's nothing available to you because there's nothing going on. And yet there was scientific proof of, or physical problems within me and in my body that were showing up, telling me what these problems were. Back in my 20s, I never realized the illness and diseases that I created were from my unprocessed and unhealed emotions. I'm so grateful now that I do. So any niggles in my body, any pain that shows up, I know I have to work through. I know I have to deal with. This is the process of how we release it and overcome it. And to master the skills and to own the outcomes that I created, and the strengths and the beautiful new ways of understanding myself, my life, and the identities that I show up as. Consider this, right? What are those niggling pains that you have, that ever-present cough where there's nothing going on? Have you ever been to the doctor and had tests because you have symptom after symptom after symptom, but every test comes back, your bloods come back normal, the MRIs come back normal, there's no tears, there's no problems, there's no physical thing they can see, and yet you still have the symptom? Then consider the emotional reason for it. There are so many great books out there, and Google and ChatGPT nowadays can easily help you identify what the metaphysical or spiritual emotional connection to any of your aches, pains, or symptoms can be. Okay? The tests that say there's nothing wrong is because physically there isn't anything wrong. But we only ever really deal with the physical body. We have an emotional body, a mental body, and a spiritual body, and they're all very closely interacting with our physical body. These aches and pains may appear in our physical body so that you have these symptoms and the lack of use of limbs or problematic areas within the human body, but they're actually not associated in those physical or etherical bodies. They're in the outer layers of your auric field and meridians, but they still impact us. And it's up to you how you find out how your body processes your emotions and how your body works to release them. Where is the emotion sitting? If you're walking along and you bump into your knee, most people will go, oh, I'm just being clumsy or being silly, or there's no real problem about it. My first point of call is to, what does it mean emotionally, physically, or spiritually about the knee that I've bumped into? What is that trying to tell me? Knees about being inflexible. How am I being inflexible with what emotions? Depending on what side of the body it is, tells me whether it's a masculine or feminine energy. And then it's up to you how you identify, clear, and release those. Never take for granted that the body is always communicating with you and giving you insights into what's going on underneath the surface when your consciousness is not aware of what's happening within you. We rush around in life, we go full steam ahead, and we don't even actually realize what happens in many, many days. You go look at it. What did you do? Oh my God, the whole week and a half's gone. We're in October nearly. 9 months of the year are nearly over. Can you identify and account for each and every one? Or has it flown by so that nothing's really mattered? Has anything changed within you? Are these physical pains or mental pains showing up constantly? Have they been here for a long time? Or have you faced them and let them go? Somatically, the body will hold on to emotional problems. They show up as aches, pains, digestion issues, fatigue. And no matter how many tests you go for, when it is emotionally a problem rather than the physical means, all those tests will come back as negative. And then you start thinking, oh my God, I'm a hypochondriac. Oh my God, I'm going crazy. Is it really there? Is it really real? Yes, the emotional problems are real, but you're never going to identify them through a physical means of seeing something until it gets to a bit too late. If you continue to bottle down emotions when you've had signs and symptoms within the body, it will unfortunately eventually turn to disease, and they're permanent diseases. Do yourself a favor and work through your emotions and find a way to surrender and let them go for your own peace of mind and for the health and well-being of your body. One of the things when you don't really process your emotions very well, you will struggle with your relationships and you'll find yourself at cross purposes with people that you love. Underlying things that are hidden beneath the surface will come out in general conversation where you'll say things that you think that you never really wanted to say, and misunderstandings will happen. The problem behind it all is when the emotions are so out of whack, you will lack the ability to be able to fully explain yourself. And sometimes when things are said and done in the heat of the moment, you actually can't take them back. Not many people are very well versed in the art of forgiveness and working through their problems. They're just going to take that, turn it into anger, turn it into a victim mentality of you did this to me and you said that to me, therefore you must mean it. And that means everything else is not true, when it's not actually always the case. Sometimes we can't be adult about it. This is why we need a third party or a mediator or someone to guide our way. That quiet, low level unhappiness feeling that, meh, I don't know why I feel so heavy, or everything looks great on the outside and I have this great family and everything's happening. I have a wonderful job, but inside I just feel empty, or I don't know what's going on because of things hidden in our past that are rising up, but they will only ever truly rise up when we're ready. But trust me, if you just continue to shove them down and put them in a box and put them away for later, they will find a way to blow up in ways that you really don't want it to happen. All of this leads to things like energetic and mental overload. This is where we get into burnout. This is where we get into a slow, slippery slide of cough after cough, or flu after flu, pain after pain, niggle after niggle, accident after accident. Racing heart, shallow breath, blood pressure, breathing problems, clenched jaw, spasms. All of these things are signs of the body wanting to release energy that's been bottled down. You know that feeling of feeling like there's panic or fear or problems going on, but there's no real reason for it? That's another somatic sign that the body's overloaded. There are simple methods that you can do to release this. But first, you must identify what those emotions are. You have to hold yourself accountable and be honest. You can't just wipe them clear. You can't just rub them out, and you certainly can't sweep them under the rug. You just have to take them out and analyze them. Okay, this happened to me, or this was something that I did. This was something that I overcome. And you can't get to be where you are today without those steps and without that journey. But for every step and journey that you took and every problem that came your way, you gained something from it. A life lesson, a soul lesson, a growth. Because you defeated it. How do I know that you defeated it? Because the only true loss in life is death. And if you didn't, you wouldn't be here anymore. So whoever told you weren't good enough, or that you're hopeless, or that you can't do anything, you'll never amount to anything, all of those are lies, because look at where you are. And you've already overcome so much. You need to step into that winner's mentality, that powerful aspect of self that shows up as that powerful being that you really are. And stand up in the power of all the gains that you have. Because you slayed the dragon and defeated every single one of them. That is why you're still here. But carrying the emotion from it, carrying the burden from it, carrying the history of it is heavy. It weighs you down, and it brings about emotional vitality. It causes the collapse of things around you. It creates disease and unhealthiness within the body. If you're sitting there asking yourself, who even am I right now? Maybe you need to wonder what emotional baggage that you're carrying that you no longer serves you. Simple somatic exercises of release. Tapping on the chest will help let go of anxious feelings. Breath work, deep breaths in and out, will allow you to let go of certain emotions. There's emotion code therapy, where we can gather all the components of the emotion and release it. You can use kinesiology or EFT. There are many tools and modalities to help you. You can go learn about them on YouTube, go research them on the internet. You can read about it, go to a class and learn for yourself, or go and work with a practitioner, a healer, a coach. If you feel it's that bad and this sort of modalities don't work for you and you're not open to the spiritual understanding of it, go the scientific route and go and talk to a psychologist or a psychiatrist. But please walk through your emotions. Don't ever let it get to the stage where your inner critic turns cruel, because it's that beat down. It's not other people that sends us into that spiral of depression and that deep bounds of fear. It's our own inner voice, our own inner judgment, that criticism that comes from our own negative id, or the negative side of our ego, that creates the hardship. And the worst part about it, that unfortunately leads to suicidal thoughts or ideation. The worst thing that happens is that when somebody does unfortunately commit suicide because of all the crap in their head, everyone goes, "Oh, I'm so sorry. I wish I could have done something about it. I never knew," because they hid it so well. Because they didn't know who to turn to. Or they probably tried and then somebody inadvertently dismissed it because it wasn't the right person to go to. I'm in a lot of groups on Facebook, and I've seen a good dozen posts in different groups very recently of women reaching out saying, "Oh, I've got all these problems and I've got this going on and I've got no friends to talk to, and I wish I had someone to talk to about it." And then I have other women volunteering to take on that burden. It's great to support each other, but if you are not fully aware or able to help transmute the story and reframe it and help them come to terms with it, you're actually doing them a disservice. Nobody likes to pay for help. Nobody likes to go see a psychologist or a counselor or even a coach because it costs money. And I can just get my friends to help me. But if that friend inadvertently says something wrong or dismisses your feelings, they make you feel worse, the outcome is 10 times worse. Because when you're trying to clear emotions, if it gets re-triggered and it gets re-solidified by the voice of the person that you're sharing it with, and they make you feel that you own that emotion instead of helping you let it go, it just gets very deeper and deeper, and then you build another layer upon it and another layer. It's like having a wound, right? That builds a scab on it, and you let the scab go and you rip it open. Then you let it heal a bit and then you rip it open. If you're trying to heal a scab and allow the release of it, the toxins to get out, and they inadvertently rip it back open, neither of you are equipped to help you actually release it so that the healing can take place. And you're just building trauma upon trauma. And this is how we create PTSD. It's by trauma begetting more trauma, because nobody is actually helping you release and let it go, to reframe and show you the outcomes that you've got from it. We are not meant to hold on to these emotions. We are meant to let them go. And we're certainly not meant to be judged by other people for them. If you share your story with the wrong person and they judge you for it, the wounds that creates is so much deeper in the somatics of the body. And if you don't fully release that, they're the parts that do end up turning to cancer and disease like that. And it saddens me to see it. This is why I personally got into coaching, in order to help people deal with it without the judgment. Your perspective on it, you just need to have help to see other perspectives and to show you how you overcome these things. Because the burden and the build down and the put down makes it worse. You know what it's like when you're thinking, "Oh my God, I'm hopeless." Then you make a mistake and somebody comes along and says, "Oh, you're so hopeless." It just cements what's going on within you. And that solidification is the birth of the disease. It starts in the etheric bodies about 3 years out from physical manifestation of disease. But if you compound it and you cement over it and you scratch it and let the poison soak in deeper and deeper, and other people turn around and say it to you again, this is where people get to the stage where they have no hope and where they feel so alone that there's nobody out there. And then they reach out, unfortunately, to the wrong person who is, as I said, ill-equipped to help them, who can't give them tools and techniques to shift away from that, to uprise, to become, to find a reason to overcome it. We all fantasize escaping the hardship and running away forever, and thinking that if we relocate or move away from the people that we feel may be contributing to our problems, that everything will disappear. Run away with a circus. Go ahead and do it. Trust me, your emotions come with you. because you have to clear those black bags and you have to let them go. The problem is that you run away, but you don't leave the emotions behind. You pack them with you on your back like a rucksack and you carry it around like Atlas carrying the world on his shoulders. And you deserve better. Stop telling yourself the same story. Rewrite the story, reframe the story. Don't dig up what happened, but step into the power of what you become despite what happened. When you keep repeating the same old story and your negative is at you again and again and again, see, you did this again, you're repeating the same cycle, you're stuck in the same loop. This is what I call the invisible breakdown. It's not actually really dramatic, but it eats you from the inside out. And when you have things that you can't stomach that other people are saying to you, or you're even thinking about yourself that are not true, this is where we get a lot of digestive issues. You get reflux and heartburn and all the things of your body physically rejecting what's happening and you just pumping it down and down and down. Many of this does get worse because you know you need help, but you avoid getting support because it feels weak, and we don't go and talk to people about our problems. We don't unburden ourselves to anybody. We don't seek the services that we require. Many of us actually don't know where to start. If you thought about counseling or coaching or even psychiatry, take the first step, reach out to someone. As a coach, I offer a free 30-minute clarity call. You can come and have a chat to me and I'll give you some free resources and tools to help you along the way. And you can decide whether you want to go at it alone or what to do about it. And counselors and psychiatrists, you can go to your GP and get free sessions and start yourself along the journey, but you have to take the first step. Nobody can make you. You have to want to change. For me personally, I'm not a big fan of the storytelling, of reliving the story, retelling it over and over again. I'm not concerned about the story or the problem because you're not your problem. I'm concerned about, and I want to highlight all the things you gained from that experience. And you gain something, even if the littlest gain that most people consider is that you don't repeat it, is actually the greatest gain of all. The human psychology literally works on monkey see, monkey do. What we see, what we're shown, we repeat. That's how we grow up. Let me teach you this. Pick up a fork, put it in your mouth. This is how we teach children how to eat. Repeat after me. Mum, 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 mum. Dad, 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 dad. This is how we teach our children to talk. Tying your shoes. Either do it with rabbit ears, tie them together, or here's the loop, around the corner, pull it through. You rinse and repeat over and repetitive cycle it until they get it. Reciting the ABCs, counting, all of that is done through repetition. That is how the brain works. And you recycle and relive trauma every time you retell the story in the same way. I'm not here to promote victimhood, and I'm not here to make you feel like that victim again or become stuck in the past. I'm here to guide you through it and show you how you already slayed the dragon, defeated it, so you can rise up to become who you're meant to be from that overcoming. Because the overcoming is the most important part. So many times in my work and in my coaching business and in my psychic readings, I hear women who are so strong, they're capable, they're self-aware, they manage high-powered jobs, they have beautiful families, and they have all this greatness, but underneath, they're not worthy, they feel hopeless, they're not good enough, and they're talking in circles and circles and circles again. They feel like they're broken. They feel like something's wrong with them. They can't, heaven forbid, share their truth because people will then judge them. Okay? You're not broken. You're overloaded. You are compounded by pushing things down, pushing things down, pushing things down, that you filled the cup and it has to come back out. Your nervous system is waving a red flag. Your body is processing years or even generations of stuck emotions. But there's an easy path forward for you to unravel it, and with simple methods, you can release them. If they are really deep and traumatic, we can go through timeline therapy or other greater breakthrough processes to help you really bring all the parts back together. You don't need to unravel the story to start your healing. You just need to unravel who you are because of that story. As I said, sometimes it'll start with breath work or EFT tapping and energy healing, some Reiki, journaling, nervous system healing or somatic exercises, movement. Sometimes the simplest thing you can do, and I was telling my client today, is she needed to go on primal scream. Is to scream, shout it out, cry, let it go, let the emotion out. You know why 2 and 3-year-old kids can be such in a bad mood and having a tantrum, and then 5 minutes later they're laughing their ass off, having a ball, and they don't even remember the tantrum they had? Is that process of chucking that tantrum is really freeing somatically on the physical body. We get told to shut that down. It's not right. Sometimes it's hard to scream. Sometimes it's easy. Sit in your car, turn up the radio and build out a couple of songs. Get your pillow, scream into the pillow. Go in for a swim in some water. Go underneath the water and scream out under that. Go dance or sing. All of those things will help activate the voice and let things out. Your healing doesn't have to be heavy at all. It can be supported, it can be sacred, and it can be yours. It's up to you how you decide to move forward with it. This is a journey that you have to take. Yes, there's work to do, and sometimes it's not easy, and sometimes these emotions are going to overwhelm you and come out, and you can shake, you can have breakdowns, you can have all sorts of things happen, but they're so much better out than in. If you need help, come and book a free session. Come and talk to me, tell me what's going on. I will personally create for you an EFT tapping script to help you along your journey, or give you some journal prompts for you to dig beneath the layers. I can help you reframe those stories, or if you're ready to really give it a go, come and do some coaching with me. In 3 or 6 months, you will not be the same person that you are now. You'll be free. You'll be motivated. You'll be moving forward. You will have control of your emotions rather than them having control of you. On my website, there are different journal prompts for inner child healing or shadow work or there's lots of journal prompts in different blogs on there. But if you want something specific, I'm happy to work with you to do it. As I said, I offer a free 30-minute clarity call. Come, let me know what's going on, and I can show you a pathway forward. And trust me, you'll walk away feeling better than when you started, because you'll have at least one tool to help you along your journey. So if you're feeling these signs that we talked about today, please know you're not alone. I've been there. I know exactly what it's like. This is what led me here today. And my mission in life is to help women let go of this emotion, to become strong, to own the lessons in life, and to rise up and become great. You're not alone, and you're not losing your mind. You are being invited to heal, though, in one way or another. It's up to you how you choose to do it. You can do it alone. You can take control and go for it for yourself, but it's not necessary. There are plenty of ways you can get help. There are plenty of different methods to get that help. And there are plenty of coaches, psychologists, psychiatrists, or mental health practitioners out there that are willing to help you along the journey. I'm open. My door is always open. Feel free to connect and get the assistance that you need. Stop suffering in silence. It's really unhealthy and bad for you. And quite frankly, you deserve better. You are worthy. You are fucking amazing. You are a human soul with God source energy inside of you, who is a master creator of your universe. Become that. If you feel that you want support, as I said, reach out, book a call. The links will be in the episode. Subscribe to the channel. Follow me for more. And until next time. Thanks for listening to the Spiritual Awakening with Shaz podcast. Don't forget to like and subscribe down below so you don't miss an episode. You can also follow us on Facebook with the links below. Until next time, trust your intuition and let your spirit soar.